Normally, I start all my videos with, "Hey, everybody." But today I just had a flash where I wanted to start the video, "Hello." All right. If you hear that first lyric from a song, what do you think first? This is kind of like a pop quiz. It's kind of like a sign. How old are you? When you hear that, "Hello," do you think Adele or do you think Lionel Richie? All right. I am going to reveal my age range here when I say when I hear that, the first thing I think is Lionel Richie, the old Lionel Richie song. But I bet people on the younger side, they think the Adele song, the famous Adele song. All right, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We are talking today about a little tip that I think is probably the most helpful tip a person could possibly use if they struggle with procrastination. All right. And I'm just going to jump right to it. And here it is. Here is the punchline delivered in the first minute. Micro step. Micro step. If you are a procrastinator, if time management is just something that's really hard for you, that you just struggle with so much, well, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to reframe any task that you have to take on, any big, annoying task that you really don't want to do. And when you think about it, when you feel those frustrated feelings well up, think to yourself this micro step. Okay. Here's an example of how it works. And I can share that this comes from cognitive behavior therapy, from a concept called behavioral activation. Okay. There is research on this stuff. This isn't just some willy nilly clinical opinion. There's actual research that some of these methods, these evidence based methods, can actually work and can make your life a little easier. Let me give you an example. You have a project that you need to do on the computer for probably an hour or so. You know what you need to do, and you know it'll take an hour, and you really don't want to do it. Let's say it's the weekend and you had planned on doing it this weekend. Okay. First thing you want to do is make a decision about a time period during the weekend when you are not going to do it. Give yourself that little space where, no, it's not like you're going to have to be working on this thing, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. There are certain parts or compartments of the weekends that you're giving yourself that true time off. So let's just say one example would be Friday evening, you're not doing it. You make that clear to yourself. Okay. Which then leaves open Saturday and Sunday. Here is how you use the micro step method. Okay. When you're procrastinating and don't want to do that 1 hour project on the computer, you break it down into a bunch of little micro steps. Okay. Here's the idea. The first micro step is so little. It's so easy to do. And you can tell yourself, well, it's actually not that big of a deal. I may as well do it. One example of a micro step. The first micro step could be this. Just get your laptop out, for example, and put it on a desk in your room. Just get the thing out, put it on a desk in your room. That's it. Okay. Then go do something else. Go about your day and go do something else. Another micro step that you can do at some point, maybe you're just walking through the room and you have no intention at that point of actually spending an hour and working on that project. No problem. You don't have to. But the next micro step might be something as simple as just turning the computer on, just turning it on, or, or going in and actually clicking on, let's say, a Microsoft Word document and just opening a document, just opening it. You're not writing anything else. You're not doing anything more than that. You're just opening up a Microsoft Word document. Or, you just click on, let's say, a spreadsheet. You just open up something in Excel if that's something you need to do. And again, leave it. Go watch TV then. Go do whatever you want to do. Go make something to eat, whatever. Put it out of your mind. You already did 2 micro steps. But you know what's happened when you do it this way? You have started the momentum. The momentum, it's like the trajectory is already on the way up. There's momentum. Think about like a train that gets started. It's quietly started, it's bubbling gently under the surface. You're okay. You're okay. The problem is when people start procrastinating, it is because they approach it in their mind as some huge all or nothing concept. That working on the project means they must sit down, turn into a robot, and focus for 1 straight hour. No, that's not necessarily how everybody gets work done. People are different. People's brains work differently. People have different personalities, and not everybody's simply going to do that. Some people, however, will get more done if they approach things in micro steps, you know? So, one just other example of a little micro step that you can do on this project would be something like this, okay? And then I'll just leave it there for you all to think more about later. A third micro step could be this. You will look at your phone and say, I will press that stopwatch on my phone and start 60 seconds. 60 seconds is all I will do. All right. I'm just going to do 60 seconds. And at least that's better than 0 seconds because at least I can say I have gotten something done, something. Okay. That's an example of a micro step. Now, leave it. After the 60 seconds, leave it. But you get the point. What happens once we sort of break the seal on the procrastination and all of a sudden we have little by little started chipping away at this big annoying amorphous project, all of a sudden doing it in micro steps doesn't seem so bad anymore, and we are more willing to go back to it maybe in another 20 minutes, in another 30 minutes, maybe when we say we'll do 60 seconds. Actually, while we're at it, it turns out maybe we'll be willing to do 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. And little by little, you are actually working towards your goal. Okay. This is micro steps. This is from cognitive behavior therapy, behavioral activation. I hope this has helped. And I know I have watched this help so many clients that I've worked with over the years. I'm Dr. Seth, psychologist. You may find some other videos on my channel here, Dr. Seth, psychologist, helpful. Have a good one, everybody.